Hi everyone, and I hope you're doing well. In today's video, I want to take a moment to reflect on something that feels more important than ever, the humanities, and why they still matter deeply in our world today. Across time, we've all wrestled with some version of the same fundamental questions. What is it to be human? Who are we, and who might we become? Can we truly understand the present without looking to the past? What are goodness, beauty, and truth, and why did they matter? And more questions. I'm sure we can think of a lot of questions we can ask. These are not just abstract ideas, they shape how we live, how we connect with others, and how we make sense of the world around us. Chances are you've thought of these questions yourself or come across novels, books, pieces of art, or conversation that explore them. So today, let's dive into why the humanities are not just relevant, but they are essential. To get started, I'll share a definition of the humanities as there are multiple definitions, but I've selected one from the Encyclopedia Britannica, and the quote reads, humanities those branches of knowledge that concern themselves with human beings and their culture, or with analytic and critical methods of inquiry, their rightful appreciation of human values and of the unique ability of the human spirit to express itself. As a group of educational disciplines, the humanities are distinguished in content and method from the physical and biological sciences, and somewhat less decisively from the social sciences. The humanities include the study of languages, literatures, the arts, history, and philosophy. End of quote. One thing just to share is you will see multiple definitions when you browse, departments in universities and colleges, divisions of humanities. And I'll share one from the University of Kansas. So if you go to the Hall Center for the Humanities, University of Kansas, you'll see this, and it's a really cool, website where you can browse, why the humanities matter today, and it's a great place actually to browse. I recommend to look it up. I'll read the quote. Every day we witness the many ways in which the world around us becomes ever more interconnected and yet remains deeply divided. The humanities help nurture connections within and between diverse societies, offering pathways for constructive engagement. What we do as a humanities scholar in our classrooms could not be more relevant to the world we live in, nor could they be more practical in terms of the skills we need as 21st century citizens. Close of quote. One of the things that I want to talk about here today, what are some of the skills that we as students, as scholars, learn from the humanities? And few things that I probably share is one is critical thinking. Through our engagement with novels, with all different disciplines. From these two quotes, we conclude that humanities help us understand the human experience, cultivate our critical thinking, and provide us with the right tools to understand and navigate this complex world. Part of the humanities and a challenge to humanists is a beautiful and well argued paper written by Richard Franke a few years ago. And in this article, he discusses the importance and the power of the humanities and why the humanities matter more than ever. And I'll share a couple of quotes from this article. In the first quote, Richard Franke writes, the humanities protect and give life to our most enduring values. The very DNA of civilization is encoded in the poet's song, the painter's brushstroke, and vibrant dialogue about ideas. Although the study of the humanities cultivates the critical thought necessary for a civil society, it has suffered neglect over the last few decades, both in terms of financial support and in the national debate on education, close of quotes. And I find this really quote very important And there are a few things there where you see the poetry song referring to poetry, referring to art, referring to the vibrant dialogue about ideas like philosophy, history. Yet there has been a lot of discussions about, the struggle for the humanities programs. You see a lot of universities cutting those programs. And I'm just like, now I can think of a beautiful piece that was published in the New Yorker on February, I believe, 13, 2023. And the name of that piece in the New Yorker, it's a really long piece, but it's a beautiful piece. And the title of it is The End of the English Major. Enrollment is in the humanities is in free fall at colleges around the country. What happened? And I really recommend that you read this article. A second quote from the same article by Richard Franke, and I'll read it. It reads, while the tangible benefits of the sciences include technological products that make life more comfortable, the humanities bring meaning to our lives through critical thinking and through great works of art. The stakes are high as the humanities engage not only our knowledge and reasoning, but the emotions and spiritual values that drive our questions. The reward is great, however. Through imagination, deliberation, and critical thinking, the humanities clear the path for a successful life. End of quote. Really, what we've done today is just discuss that humanities are important. It fosters our critical thinking, to develop our critical thinking, our reasoning, our communication skills, the way we read, the way we interpret text, the way we discuss text, the way we write about text. And these are all fundamental skills that are crucial to our success. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to your comments about the humanities. As you can tell, there are a lot of things we can discuss, but I thought I would just do a brief introduction about the humanities, and through our discussion, either novels, stuff from history, from other discipline, and meeting other scholars, we can be able to discuss all these ideas. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.